Hello everyone and welcome to a new video from Your Overwatch. I'm Eddie the Chump, and today we're going to talk specifically about one hero, and that's Ana. One of the most interesting things to happen yesterday amongst Brigitte's release was that Jeff Goodman, one of the head designers, did a Q&A on the Overwatch forums. Now we covered this in yesterday's video a little bit, so I'm just going to cut to the chase as to what Blizzard are thinking when it comes to Ana. Jeff said they are looking at her and that they do know that she really struggles in dive. But at the same time, they're also very wary of a multi-tank meta developing, especially when Brigitte comes to competitive, as they think people find that even more annoying than dive's dominance. So they're actually very cautious about making improvements to heroes that could potentially enable a multi-tank meta, and Ana happens to be one of those. Now, by this point, I'm sure you're all familiar with a lot of Ana's weaknesses. In particular, her very poor matchups against Winston and D.Va, especially when they're combined. Defense Matrix eating all her cooldowns and even her basic heals, and Winston's bubbles getting in the way. We all know that she's mechanically challenging, and that other heroes like Moira offer easier access to bigger impact. So what can be done about all this? Well, there are actually a few ideas from various sources, including in the comments of that Jeff Goodman Q&A, and our very own comment section. So shout out to you guys. Now when I'm talking about these ideas, I'm not talking about applying them all at the same time. Let me just make that clear. One of my own personal favorites is changing her sleep dart cooldown, which is currently at 12 seconds. I think reducing this to something like 10 seconds is quite reasonable and also empowers one of the most essential parts of her kit, and that's playmaking. Of course, it would give you more opportunities a game to save your own life or your entire team if you make an incredible play on, say, a nanoed Genji blade, but it would also give the best Anas more opportunities to use it offensively and help win team fights outright. Sleep dart is a projectile, and a skill shot projectile at that. Giving the best players more access to a hard to use tool wouldn't make her overpowered. Neither would another idea I've seen floating around, and that's the suggestion that Ana shouldn't have to reload or have infinite ammo in her sniper. Now, as I've previously illustrated, I think that there's more than enough opportunities for other heroes to disrupt her healing efficiency. Ana requiring a drop in her output does feel a bit unnecessary to me now with how the game is played. You'd still have the same problems with defense matrix and enemy barriers in between you and your intended healing target, but at least you'd know that if you did get yourself into a position where you can heal a teammate, you wouldn't have to see them die because you had to reload ever again. There might be some complications with her damage output, but to me that doesn't make the idea unworthy of exploration. Perhaps if she didn't have to reload, the damage nerf that she received, but was consequently then reversed, doesn't seem so damaging. Now there is one change that you could make that would immediately have a very large impact. If Ana's healing, but not her damage, was capable of being shot through enemy barriers, it would immediately make her much more accessible. Moira being able to heal through barriers is a big part of why she's so strong. Now we do know that that wasn't necessarily intentional, and that Blizzard have said that they're going to try and fix that, but it's been such a long time and players have become so used to it that I could equally see it staying in the game. If it does, then I don't think it's outrageous to suggest that Ana being able to do something similar, except a harder version because she still has to hit her shots, is that unreasonable actually. And while we're dealing with that sort of thing, there is another quality of life change that I really like the sound of. How many times with Ana have you been trying to heal a teammate only to have a big lumbering tank who's already at full health walk in front of your line of sight, while that squishy in desperate need of healing gets the clutch heals that you were going to give them intercepted by your Reinhardt who's none the wiser? Some sort of mechanic where your healing shots go through teammates who are already at full health would be an absolute godsend to Ana players. Moira's main healing beam going through teammates to reach others on the other side of their models is a big reason why it's so good. Harmony Orb and Mercy Beam are easily targetable to who you want to give heals to directly, and Brigitte's and Lucio's are AoEs anyway. Ana's got enough barriers between her and healing value without her friendly teammates doing it as well. Now the next two things that I'm going to talk about might seem a bit out there, but bear with me. The first one I'm going to talk about, and no this isn't just a deathmatch meme, is that it would be kind of interesting if Ana could nano herself. A self nano might have to work a little bit differently. How I see it is that if Ana could do that, her healing would actually get boosted as well as her damage resistance, effectively making her a super healer for a short period of time. It's certainly a niche use of such a powerful ult, but I can imagine contexts where that would actually be useful. The second more quirky idea is that you could give Ana a small speed boost with a small duration after hitting a successful sleep dart. The idea being that if you sleep a target that's diving you, you could then use that boost to either get away, or if you've used the sleep offensively, you can follow up more easily. Again, I don't actually think that that would make her overpowered, but it would certainly make her more fun to play. And finally, there is also the option that you could revert some of the nerfs that she's previously got. The most obvious of those is how they made the Biotic Nade healing buff a lot less efficient from its original state. Now in my mind, that is one of those changes that could possibly take her over the edge and do exactly the kind of thing to the meta that Blizzard really don't want to see happening. But I don't think it should be automatically off the table of options. You'll have to let me know what you guys think about Ana and her place in the game. It's quite a nuanced subject actually, so I'm very interested to read the feedback for some of the arguments and ideas that I presented in this video. I think we can all agree that she's not quite in exactly the right place at the moment, which is a shame because I think she's a fantastic character. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a rating. If you never want to miss another video of ours again, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button on our channel to join the notification squad. You'll be in great company. And finally, please follow the Your Overwatch Twitter. It's where you can find updates about new videos and other cool stuff. I've been Eddie the Chump, and until next time.